Good evening. On behalf of the City of Jacksonville and the Mayor and Council of the city, it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to this very important and honorable event this evening. We'd like to begin this evening with a prayer. I'd like to ask the Reverend John McConkie of Maranatha Baptist Church to come forward to lead us. Please rise.
Shall we pray? Lord, we thank you for the day you've given us, and we understand from Scripture that every day we have is a gift from you. And Lord, I thank you for the hard work that went in the day of celebration for these councilmen who are being sworn in here in a moment. But we also want to pause and thank you for all the work of our officers and our rescuers this week as we mourn the loss of this little lady in our community. But we know there's a time to weep and there's a time to rejoice. But I do pray that you would bless our leaders in our community as they try to keep us on the straight path. But I do pray that our decisions would be bathed in wisdom. You do ask us in Scripture, if we lack wisdom, let us ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given unto him. And as a preacher of the gospel, I need wisdom. In our county and our city, we need wisdom as well. Lord, I do pray that you would bless this day of joy for these folks who work so hard. Lord, I pray that they would represent us well. I pray that they'd represent our families, our children, our communities, our churches. Lord, may we always honor you in every decision that's made. And this is our prayer. In your name we ask. Amen.
Please remain standing. This time I'd like to ask the President of the Youth Council, Adejuwan Ojibobo, to come forward and lead us in the pledge to the flag. Adejuwan.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Worldwide, we have approximately 145 countries around the globe. It's amazing how few of those allow its citizens to speak about its leaders. You see the evening news just as I do. What is amazing is that less than 1/3 of the nations on this earth give you as citizens and your counterparts the opportunity to elect the people who are going to lead. One of the great things about Jacksonville is we are non-political. We're not Republicans, we're not Democrats. We don't come tonight representing parties. We come tonight representing one community. When these people and their counterparts said they were going to run for this office, they did not run as Republicans or Democrats. They ran as citizens of this community. If there is such a term, they ran as Jacksonvillians. Why did they run? Because every one of them, whether they were elected or whether they were not, care for this community. We appreciate the fact that you have come tonight to show your support. Leadership as an elected official is not an easy thing. While certainly the council has advisors who give them advice, at the end of the day, they have to make the final decisions regarding how to spend your tax money, how to tax, what policies are to be made, and how this community is moved forward. So we hope tonight that while you come to show your support, that you will keep that support every day. Whether you're a county commissioner who's here, and we welcome all of you, whether you're the sheriff, Hans, welcome tonight, whether you're any other elected official. Obviously, we have school board representatives with us tonight. All of these people need your support every day. Support is not criticism. Support is constructive thought. It is always easy for us to criticize. Whether you're a Monday morning quarterback like I like to be, and I am glad the Clemson Tigers won this past weekend, by the way. But we all like to be Monday morning quarterbacks. What I ask you to do is, after this ceremony is over tonight, carry the spirit of support every day that you reside in this community. These people and their counterparts have hard jobs. They need to know your voice, they need to know your thought, but they also need your understanding. When you look at the city code, there are some sections I would like to read to you that set the stage for what we're doing this evening. The city charter says in Article 2, relative to composition, the officers of the city shall consist of a mayor and 6 council members to be elected as set forth and elected by the qualified voters of the city. It also says, at a regular election to be held by the Onslow County Board of Elections, on Tuesday after the first Monday in November, there shall be elected a mayor and 6 council members, all of whom shall reside in the city. It also says that there are staggered terms, and as we know, we did not elect a mayor and 6 council members this year because they're on staggered 4-year terms. The charter also says that there are to be 2 council members elected at large and 4 council members to be elected by ward. Gail Mades, the finance director, is currently out, so I will do math in public, although normally she doesn't let me do that. If you think about the fact that you have 7 elected officials, what that means is that by electing the mayor citywide and 2 council members citywide and 1 ward member representing where you specifically live, you as a citizen are voting for a majority of the 7 members. And that's essential. This is certainly not a negative statement, but I will say this, not all governments have that approach. The city of Jacksonville strongly believes that every citizen should vote for the majority of the people who are going to make the decision. And if you are a voter and live in the city, you have that privilege. Tonight, we are indeed honored to have Judge Hardison with us this evening. Judge Hardison is actually the Chief District Court Judge. He will be swearing in 2 of our elected officials this evening, and we will begin with Councilmember Jerry Bittner. We would ask Judge Hardison to come forward. Mr. Bittner and any of his family members, feel free to come forward also. Judge, if you will stand here.
If you will place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Jerry A. Bittner,
do solemnly and sincerely swear
do solemnly and sincerely swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent
not inconsistent
therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office as councilman
the duties of my office as councilman
and maintain and uphold
and maintain and uphold
all laws and regulations
all laws and regulations
of the city of Jacksonville.
of the city of Jacksonville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Go sit down.
Would also like to ask Judge Hardison to stay at the microphone. At this time, we're going to swear in newly elected City Council Member Brian Jackson. Councilmember Jackson and your family, please come forward. Brian, if you will stand here.
Mrs. Brown's supposed to be coming up here too.
Brown, they're asking you to come forward.
How you doing, man? Good. Hi, Judge.
If you will place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Brian Jackson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutional laws of the state of North Carolina,
and the constitutional laws of the state of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office as councilman
the duties of my office as councilman
and maintain and uphold
and maintain and uphold
all laws and regulations
all laws and regulations
of the city of Jacksonville.
of the city of Jacksonville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, we'd like to ask the Honorable Charles Henry, Superior Court Judge, to come forward for swearing in our next two. At this time, we'd like to ask Mr. Thomas and his family to come forward.
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right, please. Repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Randy Thomas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of North Carolina,
of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office as councilman
the duties of my office as councilman
and maintain and uphold
and maintain and uphold
all the laws and regulations
all the laws and regulations
of the city of Jacksonville.
of the city of Jacksonville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This time, we'd like to ask Robert Warden and his family to come forward.
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right, please. Repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Bob Warden,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I'll support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina,
not inconsistent therewith,
not inconsistent therewith,
and that I'll faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of my office as councilman
the duties of my office as councilman
and maintain and uphold
and maintain and uphold
all the laws and regulations
all the laws and regulations
of the city of Jacksonville.
of the city of Jacksonville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
As I call your name, I would like the council members and the mayor to please take their seat. Representing Ward 1, we have Mr. Jackson. Please come to the dais. Representing Ward 2, Councilmember Bittner, please come to the dais. Representing Ward 3, Mr. Lazara, please come to the dais. Representing Ward 4, I would like Ms. Washington to please come to the dais. Representing Ward at Large, Randy Thomas, please come to the dais. Representing at Large, Robert Warden, please come to the dais. And representing the city, our Mayor, Sammy Phillips, please come to the dais.
I'll call this meeting of the Jacksonville City Council to order. This will be an organizational meeting. For all those present, we're going to have a few comments. I want to start with my newly elected city councilman, Mr. Brian Jackson, representing Ward 1.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to give honor to God for the opportunity to sit and not only represent my ward, but also represent my city. I'd also like to thank Mr. Willingham for his service. His courage and his wisdom has definitely impacted the city. So I'd like to thank him for his service. Hopefully he'll continue to serve the city of Jacksonville. And I look forward to getting the wisdom, and because to lead, you must first learn and listen. So I look forward to you, my fellow councilman and council lady, to help lead me along the way. I also like to thank my mother. She's always been there, from all my losses and all my wins. And I'm so glad to be able to look at her today as I take this position. I'd like to thank Ward 1 for giving me the confidence of voting me in to represent them, to serve in their seat, because this is their seat, because they decided for me to be their voice. I'd like to thank my community, the Belfort community, Sandy Run, U.S. Navy, Veterans of Foreign Wars, National. It's just so many to name. They all impacted my life and brought out the good that I am. And I like to remember my brother who isn't with us. He's forever young, for all that he was to me. And he, yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Bidner. I'd like to congratulate Mr. Warden and Mr. Thomas on their reelection. Look forward to working with Randy and Bob again on continuing the good work that this council has done over the past years. Also like to congratulate newcomer Brian Jackson. I understand your godmother was Fannie Coleman.
Yes.
I had the privilege of working with her as city manager and on the city council, and a finer woman, community leader you could never find. She's a fine role model for you and others to follow. I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my idiosyncrasies.
Not many, right?
One of those running for election. And I'd like to thank those who voted for me, and I forgive those 42 voters who did not. I am surely humbled to serve another term. It is indeed an honor and a responsibility. I hope this council will prove worthy of the trust placed in them and do what is within our resources to make Jacksonville an even better place to call home, keeping in mind and asking for God to give us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. Mr. Lazaro.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to also welcome Councilmember Brian Jackson to the team. We're very excited about having you, and congratulations to a job well done. We really look forward to working with you and my other fellow council members, Bob and Randy and Jerry. What an honor it is to serve with all of you. We have such a great team, and Angela, Mayor, we have a wonderful team, and we've been able to accomplish a lot of great things for our community without impacting the pocketbooks of our citizens, and that's what you call progress. And we hope to continue to do that. We have an extraordinary team at the city that work for each and every one of you every day, and you can rest assured to know that we have a first-class team here at Jacksonville, employees who truly care about the work that they do each and every day, whether it's public service, sanitation, or any other department within the city. We're privileged to lead with them, and we hope to continue to do that. It's an honor to serve, and thank all of you for being here this evening. Thank you. Mr. Warden.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I just want to say thank you to the citizens of Jacksonville for the honor that you do me, the support that you've shown me, the prayers, the votes, the monetary support, sitting all day out at the polls on my behalf, telling your friends to vote for me, or asking your friends. Very much appreciate it. I'm aware of the responsibility that involves. I look forward to another 4 years of serving you, and look forward to continuing to Jacksonville to be the very prosperous place that we all enjoy to live and work and raise our family. To my immediate family, you know y'all are crazy, and I'm the only sane one in the group. But I love my family, love my extended family. They've worked hard for me, and I thank each and every one of you. Brian, you mentioned that you got a chance to have your mother see this. I don't have my mother, but I have my mother-in-law here, my second mama. So thank you. And to my wife, thank you so much for indulging my desire to be away from the home so much. It's not like it sounds. But I enjoy all the meetings and the various committees and so forth that we get involved in, and I enjoy it, and she knows that, and thank you, hon. I love you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm proud to be here.
Thank you. Proud to have you here.
Thank you, Sammy. I, too, am grateful and honored to be up here today, appreciative of the support I've received from the voters and the community at large. Just want to take a moment to say a special thanks to my wife, Kathy, that worked so hard on this campaign. My mother, Laverne Thomas, my father, Randolph Thomas, special supporters, Jim and Sally Van Gorder. Their support means an awful lot to me. You know, a lot has happened in the 10 years since we've been up here. I guess it's Sammy, Mike, and I are up here for 10. And we got 8 with Jerry and stuff, but a lot has happened. I know these next 4 years are going to be very crucial, important for the city. I know we'll make progress. I just hope it's the same kind of progress, developing the quality of life and the business attitude that we try to instill with the staff here. Congratulations to everyone, and Brian, welcome aboard. I know there's a lot of learning to be done, but I want to say you're in an excellent position. If you ever have any questions, just look to your left. You have the wisdom of the ages at your disposal. Thank you.
I would like to say congratulations, Brian. It's truly an honor that you will be serving on the council for the next 4 years, and I just welcome you. You know, I even knew you before you were elected because of the simple fact that you're from Jacksonville and I'm from Jacksonville, and our parents knew one another, our brothers knew one another, so that was that relationship that our families had with one another. So congratulations on your success, and the council looks forward to working with you. To Jerry, Bob and Randy, congratulations on your re-election. I've been with you gentlemen, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem, for 6 years now. And even though I've been here for 6 years, I'm still learning. So it is an ever-learning process. Some days are better than others, but still, all in all, I think that this council has demonstrated since I've been on the council that even when we have disagreements and different schools of thoughts, we still find a way to put the requests and to think about our citizens and to think about how they would want us to make the best decisions that we can make possibly for the city as a whole. We do not come with our own set agendas, but we remember that we hold this office not because of our wisdom, but because the voters have entrusted us with their wisdom and they want us to do the right thing by them. And so you're just not accountable to yourself, but you are accountable not only to the citizens of Jacksonville, but you're also accountable to the citizens of Onslow County that is part of the United States and the state of North Carolina. So even though it's in a local election, your reign goes far and wide. And just because we're impacting the lives of what's happening here in Jacksonville doesn't mean that you're not impacting lives other places, because we take ideas and we share them. And what's working well for one city, we may look at those ideas to try to say, will this work for the city of Jacksonville, and implement it. So your relationship isn't just within the constraints of the city in Jacksonville. They will go far and wide, and sometimes you just never know who you are impacting until a stranger meets you along the way and say, I remember when you were standing up for your city, and my city is doing something similar. So those affinity relationships will develop. I will also say to the voters, in the city of Jacksonville, I thank you for entrusting in me the opportunity to serve you for the past 6 years. And I would like to also say is that just because with the mayor and council that you elected us in office, you too still have a responsibility, because even though the decision-making is up to you, we still employ your thoughts and your ideas and your suggestions. So please don't allow this particular ceremony to be the only time that you come to the chamber, that any council meeting, any workshop, we welcome you to come and to give your voice and to lend your ideas, because we don't know all the answers, but at the end of the day, we are going to be the ones that's making the choices for you. And so instead of the onus always being placed on the local elected officials, we would like to see the citizens encompassing our council chambers like we have tonight to lend your voice and concern. So thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. It has been an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
I just have some brief comments. First off, I want to welcome everyone who's come out tonight. Thank you for coming. I know some of you are family and friends of those that were sworn in tonight, but there's a lot of you that came, because of your interest in city government. But thank you very much. Ryan, welcome aboard. It's good to have you on the council here. We're starting off with a new council. I know that you've been through a little bit of a learning process here lately, but trust me, you'll learn fast in this. That's the thing about government. It kind of moves a little quick. To my fellow council members that are rejoining me at the council, welcome back. Congratulations on your victories in the election. We've been together for quite some time now. We've been a few miles down the road. And, but you know something, when you go out of here tonight or next day or two, look around Jacksonville. Look and see what's happened within the last 10 years to your city. I think we've changed Jacksonville. And when I say change, we've changed it in a very positive way. And I don't think anybody's really going to argue that fact with me. Richard made a good point there in the beginning about us not running as partisan office holders. We may
personally belong to political parties, but we run as nonpartisan candidates. And the reason for that, I think that is a good way to do it because of the main reason is we don't represent the Republican Party. We don't represent the Democratic Party. We represent everybody in the city. When people talk about the mayor, you know, I'm everybody's mayor that lives in the city of Jacksonville. The employees, I think somebody alluded to the employees of this city. I'm very thankful of the staff, the staff that we have, the management staff. Richard, John, Carmen, Ron, you all, and not to mention all the other folks under you. You've done a great job in carrying out the direction of this council. And with your ability to carry out the vision that we create, hopefully we'll work together for quite some time in the future. But with that said, again, thank you all for coming tonight, and I'm really looking forward. To moving forward. So with that, we're going to turn to some business here. We have a few appointments we have to make. I'm going to make mine kind of simple. We have some mayoral appointments that I am responsible for designating. Oh, I guess we ought to do that first, haven't we? I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Anyway, so we will do that. We'll look at electing a mayor pro tem. This is a duty that the council is responsible for. We will select one of our own to be kind of like the vice mayor or the vice president, who will stand in for the mayor and the mayor's inability to act. Hopefully that won't happen, but there's occasions when, you know, our mayor pro tem from the last council did a great job of taking care of that position. But anyway, with that, I would entertain any nominations for the.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I would move for the nomination of Michael Lazara as Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Jacksonville.
Mayor Phillips, I move that we accept the nominations and the acclamations be closed.
Are there any other nominations?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Can I see a show of hands? All those in favor, raise your hand, right hand. Okay, so it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
In case you didn't know, Mayor Pro Tem Lazara is also the president of the North Carolina League of Municipalities. He assumed that role at the last conference of the North Carolina League of Municipalities. And that's a great asset. That's a big deal for Jacksonville to have someone sitting in that position that works with all the cities in North Carolina. And he's doing a great job filling that role. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. So that I don't get mixed up again, I better follow this program here. So now I'm going to make some mayoral advisory committee appointments, and here are the following appointments. For the Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee, this will be, the liaison will be Council Member Angela Washington. To the Board of Adjustment, Council Member Jerry Bittner. To the Community Engagement Advisory Committee, Council Member Brian Jackson. To the Planning Advisory Board, Council Member Bob Warden. To the Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee, Council Member Brian Jackson. And to the Water and Sewer Advisory Committee, Council Member Randy Thomas. We have some special committees that the city is involved with, or that are ones that are selected. The representatives are actually selected by the council. The first of which is the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee. And I would entertain a motion. Right now, the current representative there is Jerry Bittner. I would
entertain a motion, or
Mayor.
entertain a nomination.
Mayor, I'll nominate Councilmember Jerry Bittner to continue on that committee.
Mayor Phillips, I'll make the motion to close the nominations and accept by acclamation.
Second.
Is there any other
Second.
discussion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Next, we have two members that represent the city on the Transportation Advisory Committee, and I would entertain nominations for those two spots.
Mayor, I'll nominate Councilmember Bob Warden and Councilmember Randy Thomas for those positions.
Move the nominations be accepted and candidates elected by acclamation.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So that takes care of the business as far as our organizational meeting tonight. At this time, I know that we have a reception that's going to be out in the atrium here. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the organizational meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? First blood drawn.